Hi, my name is Amanda. I have a 4-month-old daughter, first time mom, and well, everyone keeps saying they don't come with instruction manuals, so they should. So I am here to talk about that and hopefully get some feedback from other people, and because that's the only way I know how to do things now. I either do trial and error with her, which kind of sucks because then she cries and you know is upset, or I talk to my mom, my sister, my friends, all those people who've had kids and do their thing, and you know tell me how they did it, and then I try that and see if it works. And well, if I had a bunch of people doing that with me, it would be better than the 5 people that I have talking to me right now about it, and maybe you could get some more answers that way. So I figured if I could benefit from multiple people helping and giving me advice and telling me what they did, then maybe other people could benefit from it as well. So that is what I'm doing. I am going to bring up topics and stuff and tell what I have done and what I was told to do, and maybe get advice from people in internet land to come and, you know, write to me and tell me what they've done, and I can tell other people, and that way my 5 or 6 people that help me can become 10 to 12 or 100 to 200. It depends on how many people actually give a crap about any of this. Um, so, yeah, that's what I'm planning to do here because, to be honest, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I love my baby girl. Oh my gosh, she is the best thing. But I've been doing all of this brand new, not knowing anything about anything. So it doesn't matter how many kids I babysat or how many nieces and nephews I've got. It's completely different when it's your own kid. So, certain things would have been helpful to know ahead of time, or to even know to ask ahead of time, because that was a big thing. I didn't know how to do disability or go on maternity leave or any of that stuff. I didn't know what the laws for breastfeeding in public were. I didn't know what how often you were allowed to get help breastfeeding from your insurance company. There's people who do it through, you know, welfare stuff. You just dial, it's 811 or something like that. You dial a number and then they help you. Or and there's just so much stuff that nobody even thought to tell me, or that I thought to ask about. So those are more things that I think that maybe other people will also benefit from knowing. So I'm not sure how much it'll help, being because I'm in California. So some of the states will have different laws and different things. Um, and that's gonna be completely different for your state if you're not here. Yeah. So I'm gonna start today talking about disability because I have had a hell of a time trying to figure this stuff out. Um, the first thing I had to do, like I said, I'm in California, so I don't know what the laws are for your state, what you're protected from, and all of that stuff. Um, we have laws protecting my job and stuff like that for a certain amount of time. Um, so there's that. And you get up to a month off, depending on how big your company is and stuff like that. So you need to talk to your HR person or your boss or whatever to see what kind of policies they have for that. But my company, I was able to get a month off, and they paid for it before the baby. Well, not the company, EDD, the state disability, paid for it. 55% of my regular um, wages, which, let's face it, isn't very much, but it's better than nothing. Um, so 1 month before the due date, and then 3 months after. And once that's technically 6 weeks of recovery disability, and then it's 6 weeks of bonding time that you get, and that's all paid. Um, Part of it is state disability insurance, and the other part is paid or is FMLA. So that's a different thing. Personally, I I've had some crap with state disability. It's been kind of insane. So I ended up having to. I had a lot of pain in my pelvis about a week after I went on maternity leave. So it was about 3 weeks before baby girl was born. And they said it was normal, just the relaxin in your hip, hormone relaxin causing my hip joints to spread so the baby can come out. It's normal, it happens to everybody. Sometimes it spreads a little more than others and can cause pain while you're walking. And that's perfectly normal and everything's fine. And that happened with me. And I wasn't really, like, even if you Google it, talk to my doctor, the whole thing, everyone, it was fine. Oh, that's normal, perfectly normal, that's fine. Okay, well, afterwards, when the baby was born, um, I still had a lot of pain. And doctors were still saying, oh, that's normal, it's normal. About 2 months, I've been being told it was normal. I went on my FMLA baby bonding time, went off disability, the whole 9 yards, figured, okay, it was normal. That's what everyone keeps telling me. And then I was about to go back to work, and I still was having trouble walking, and I didn't know what was wrong. So I went to the doctor again, and he said that wasn't normal. And it was a new doctor, a different doctor. So, get multiple opinions if you don't think your doctor's listening to you correctly or isn't taking it as seriously as you need them to. You are always able to go get another doctor. Just go find somebody else with your insurance. Or in the same clinic or wherever you're going, there's someone else there. Unless you're in the middle of nowhere and have one doctor in a 100-mile radius, you should be able to find somebody else to help you. Somebody will help you. So my doctor thought maybe I had a fractured pelvis, which isn't very common, but it happens. And so they got an MRI, and I didn't fracture it, but it did bruise. And there's some bone bruising and trauma, probably from my really super duper extra fast, horribly fast labor, which was about 2.5 hours from my water breaking to having the baby. It was really, really, really fast. I barely had time to get to the hospital fast. So that being said, I am now on month 4 of being off work and have just been given a doctor's note for an extra 3 months while I get my physical therapy to get my pelvis put back together, basically. And it's been a hassle to get money from the government, even though I have a good job and I pay my taxes and I do everything correctly. I have been trying to, yeah, it's been difficult. So I had to run around, go crazy. They didn't want to pay me because I had taken my baby bonding time money and I wasn't actually done being disabled. Like, that was my fault, I guess. And it's just this big, huge ordeal. Finally figured it out. But the key is you have to make sure your doctor and the EDD office are communicating, or that you have physical copies of all your doctor's notes and go make sure they get to the disability office, because if you don't do that, they won't they won't even really look at your claim. They find it they just, yeah, don't look at it. And that's mommy brain. Sorry, mommy brain. Okay, so the first thing I had to do was go online, you sign up, you get your email, your password, and all that stuff set up. You tell them who you are, your social security number, where you live, your cell phone number, all of that stuff, where you work. And they give you like a receipt number, like a claim number that's your thing. They communicate with your work to see how much money you make in the last 4 quarters, so that's a year. And then they talk to your insurance, your doctor's office and stuff. Then you have to call and give them verification and all that stuff that they're allowed to get your information and all of that stuff. At least that's what I had to do. I have Kaiser. So I had to call Kaiser and tell them to send it. I had to give them my receipt number and all of that stuff. And they sent the doctor's note information to them. And every time I got a new doctor's note, I had to call Kaiser and do it again, because they're not going to automatically get it. They have no idea what's going on unless you send the information. So once you sign up for it and you get your income statements from your job and you get the doctor's note from your doctor, it can take a little bit of time. I think they give you 2 weeks. It didn't take that long for me. Sometimes can, sometimes can't. So it just depends on, if they're actually getting stuff done and stuff. So it takes a little bit of time, and no matter how much time it takes, you will get paid for it. And they have a week waiting period from the time you put the claim in, that the claim starts, the last day you work, and a week later, you will not get paid for, period. There's just 7 days that you don't get paid for. After that 7 days, even if it takes a month to start your disability claim, after that 7 days, you will get the 3 weeks paid to you once the claim goes through. So, even though you're not getting paid currently, you will be getting paid that money once everything kind of settles. So, do go after it. If you think, oh, I've been off of work for this long and I didn't even do any of this stuff for maternity leave, I didn't get my disability, and there's, you'll get the back pay for it and stuff. So it's always worth it to do it. Even if you have a small little part-time job and you're only going to get paid 55% of like $10 an hour for 20 hours a week, it's still worth to get some money coming in, especially since, you know what, you work for it. It's your money. Put it, go get it. It's your money. So after you get your money, after you get your claiming your doctor's note, all of that stuff, they'll start sending you money. And they're going to send you money for up until you give birth. And then after you give birth, you have a couple of days, but not, I mean, obviously you're not going to do it the same day you have a baby, or even maybe the same week. Some people aren't okay, whenever you can, as soon as you can after, maybe get your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, mom, sister, brother, somebody to help you. You go online and there is a form to fill out. You just click it in your little account thing. You log in, and it is the delivery time. It asks you when you delivered. A couple other little health questions. Nothing super serious, so you shouldn't have to worry about like needing any paperwork or anything to know what to put in. It just the date that the baby was born, basically, if it was live birth, all that kind of stuff. And you submit it, and then they start your 6 weeks of disability. And you don't have to do anything for the next 6 weeks. You don't have to resubmit anything. I think you have to call your doctor, get another doctor's note sent in for that 6 weeks as well, after the baby is born, to verify that the baby was actually born, probably. And no doctor, your doctors know what's going on, especially OBs and stuff who are used to this kind of thing. They have delivered children all the time. They know what they're doing. I mean, people do this all the time. So someone might call your insurance and see if maybe somebody there can help you, give you the actual specifics of what your insurance wants to do. That's what I did for my insurance. They actually have a special office dedicated to sending things to the state disability office, and they were a lifesaver. So if you have your own insurance, will probably have something similar, and they will be able to do that. So after your 6 weeks, they'll send stuff to you. You're gonna get emails and stuff, so just check that regularly. Not like maybe once a week. It's not, they give you like 20 days to fill things out and stuff. It's not like, oh, do this today or you're not going to get your money. Just 6 weeks after you have the baby, you're going to start doing, as long as you're not disabled anymore. If you've been cleared to go back to work and all of that stuff, then that's the part where you decide, do I want to take another 6 weeks off? Do I need to go? Do I want to stay and bond with my baby? What do I want to do? And of course you want to stay and bond with your baby. They're amazing. You don't ever want to leave them. But if you're in a money crunch, because 55% of your income is not a lot, and maybe you're lucky and you're working because you want to, not because you have to. Yeah, yay. That's not me. That's not anybody, really. Nobody does that. But you can either go and get all 6 weeks at one time. You just take the whole 6 weeks. It's off. You're off for another 6 weeks. Your job can't do anything about it. That's guaranteed time. Boom, done. Then you also have the option, though, of using that 6 weeks to take off during the year. Like, I think you have up to a year to take it. You don't have to do it right then. Say you want to go back to work for another 2 months, and then you want to take a week off or something to do something. Maybe your husband has, or someone has a scheduled time where they're going to be gone, and you can't do babysitting or something, and you need a whole week off. Oh, okay, you can go get your 55%. You can use vacation time and stuff too, but this is FMLA stuff. You get the time off, and you can't be like faulted for it. It's your time. You get to take it off whenever you want to. For up to, I think, a year. You might want to double check with your state and see what's going on with that and stuff, but that's how my experience is with the fairly decently sized company with, small businesses have a little bit of a different, small businesses have different stuff for different sizes and stuff. So make sure you talk to your HR person or your boss and see what they have to say about your specific job. This is just my experience and maybe might help a little bit of information because I had no idea. None of my family members, my mom, my sister, well, both my sisters, my sister in law, nobody I know went on maternity leave and I had no one to talk to about this. Except for people I work with, and they didn't do it the same way I did. So, um, once your 6 weeks is up with the baby bonding time, it's time to go back to work. And I salute you. I don't know. That's rough. I never ever thought I was going to feel like this. Like it gave me anxiety to think about. And the closer I got to it, the easier it kind of felt, but it was still hard. It was still getting really hard. And the further away that it gets, it's easier for me to think about. Like I said, I got another couple of months to do physical therapy. Um, and I'm going to have to suck it up and figure it out because I need to go back to work. But it'll take me about 3 months to probably like work myself up to it. So there's that. It's gonna be rough, and that's something that you need to talk to people about it. My therapist wanted me to see a counselor and make sure everything was okay after the baby was born and stuff. And yeah, it's a rough thing. It's a hard thing to think about, but that's normal. It's exactly what you're supposed to do. It's what your body tells you to do. You're not supposed to leave your baby, but your body's not, your instincts don't understand we're in a recession and that there's not a lot of money to be made and we have to kind of go back to work. So there's that. Now, I don't know if this helps anybody. I don't know if this was even a cohesive thought because honestly, my brain is like a mush. I don't know if any of you heard what I was saying over my husband making dinner and shuffling my baby around. I don't know if the cat running around and being an asshole, made you distracted. I don't know. So I'm just, if you don't like it, go ahead and tell me in the comments. That's fine. Go ahead. Try not to be rude though, because I'm a nice person. I don't think I deserve that. But please, if you think this is dumb and I should just not waste my time, go ahead and let me know. I would like to know that. If you like it, then please tell me. Tell me that you like it. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Let me know. If this helped at all, please, if you want me to talk about other things, please, that too. Um, if you think I should set up an email so that you can, write to me, go ahead. I will do that. I don't know how this is gonna go. Quite honestly, I think it's just me having to talk out loud about things to people, to nobody, because if I talk to my sister, she's heard it a million times. My husband knows what I'm going through already. My friends, they don't care. But I feel like I need to talk about stuff. I need to get it out. It's in my head, and that's annoying. I don't like things in my head right now. Everything gets all kind of jumbled, and yeah. So if this is stupid, it's stupid. If it's not, it's not. Um, I will try to do it try to do it regularly if anybody wants me. If anybody wants to know what's going on. But my husband works a lot, and sometimes I don't have a way to keep my baby occupied for 25 minutes or 15 or whatever. Maybe when she's taking a nap or something, but I never know how long naps are gonna take. And usually I want to take a nap too. Or do the dishes or the laundry or sweep, mop, God forbid, dust something, or in otherwise, I'm not gonna dust. That's just not gonna happen. There's no dusting anymore, which there probably should be, because who knows when the allergies gonna start. Ugh, if they're gonna start. Dust never bothered me. I don't think it bothers you, right, Steven? So hopefully it won't ever bother her. But I should probably dust. I'm not gonna wash the windows. I don't know. Priorities kind of change once you have a baby. So just keep that in mind. Because, a day into her life, her onesie was spotless, and if she got something on it, I changed it. And I cleaned off her fingers and her little hands and toes all the time. And now I'm lucky if I can get all the neck cheese out of her neck creases, and you kind of learn to live with stuff. So, okay, that's my thing, and just you're not alone. Parenting does not have to be a solitary pursuit. So if you need help, if you want questions answered, or just want some advice about stuff, drop me a comment. And if you know the answer to that person's comment or question, reply to their comment. It's weird, I know, crazy, right? But let's maybe make this a community thing. Come on, parents, we gotta stick together. Mommies and daddies and aunties and uncles and grandparents, please, please, let's get this going, because it takes a village. So, thank you.